The iPhone 16 upgrade conundrum. Yes, should you upgrade for the iPhone 16 or should you keep your old iPhone one more year? Well, in today's video, I'm gonna help you decide if you need to upgrade or not, and yeah, give you a little bit of differences between your current device and the new iPhone 16 Pro Max. So, if you are excited, drop a like down below, subscribe to the channel, let's upgrade your iPhone, or not. Right away, if you have any iPhone older than the iPhone XS, then trust me, it's time to upgrade. And the iPhone 16 lineup is actually a huge jump for you. So I would first, instead of going to already buy the iPhone 16 Pro, take a look at the iPhone 16, the normal iPhone 16. This year is a great value. And if you have any iPhone older than the iPhone XS, then you don't have even iOS 18, and most likely you don't really care about 120 Hz. If that's the case, then the iPhone 16 is a great choice. It will have more cameras than your current iPhone. If you have the iPhone 10, it will be the same cameras. But if you have the iPhone 8, 7, then that's going to be a huge upgrade in terms of cameras. The iPhone 16 will feature a 48 megapixel wide camera and a 12 megapixel ultra wide camera. Those will be incredible. It will feature an amazing 2000 nits peak brightness display, and it will feature an incredible body made of aluminum. It will be small, compact, easy to hold, very comfortable, and above all, it will be cheaper than the Pro models, and it will be very well served. So if you have an iPhone older than the iPhone XS and you are holding back because of the money, trust me, the iPhone 16 this year is a great purchase here, and it's a great value phone. So if you have any iPhone older than the iPhone XS, I would recommend you buying the iPhone 16 urgently, because your iPhone might be completely destroyed at this point. If you have the iPhone XS, which is the oldest iPhone supported by iOS 18, the story is different. Because I do believe still you should upgrade. But here's the thing, you can still hold on one more year if you want to completely destroy your phone. This is for those 5% of people that want to take their iPhones to their limits and they want to completely take the most out of their phone. So the iPhone XS is still very unusable in 2024, but you can still do it. Because it still has iOS 18, you can still use this phone as your main device. You still have most of iOS 18's main features, and most apps still work with this device. While with the other older devices, I think there are some apps that don't support older iOS versions, and so you'll have some issues there, especially banking apps and apps that require lots of security. Older iOS versions become obsolete and become unbearable and unusable. While the iPhone XS still has iOS 18, so if you want to do it, if you want to keep it for one more year, it's still possible. I wouldn't do it, and I would upgrade. You have two choices. If you are coming from an iPhone XS and an iPhone 10, obviously, you still love this premium stainless steel design and this premium glass back design. I would go and I'll take a look at the iPhone 16 Pro. It's a little bit bigger than the iPhone XS size, because again, this is a 5.8-inch display. This was the perfect size in my opinion, but the iPhone now is 6.3 inches, so almost half an inch bigger than this display. But if you compare them side by side with the iPhone, you will actually understand that the iPhone XS is not actually that bigger than the iPhone 16 Pro. Because again, here, I'm comparing with the iPhone 12 Pro. Currently, I don't have an iPhone 16 Pro with me. And if you compare them with the 12 Pro, which is about the same size as the iPhone 16 Pro, then you will see that it's not that much bigger. So, yes, if you want the smallest Pro display possible and you love your iPhone XS, you will love your iPhone 16 Pro, that you might want to use it for the next 5 years. So, this phone still supports iOS 18, but come on, it's like time to upgrade. You could have upgraded like 2-3 years ago. You hold on, now it's time to let it go. I would put the iPhone 12 Pro and the 11 Pro on the same bucket. If you want, you can upgrade these phones right now, but it depends. If your current iPhone 11 Pro is still usable, still has a good battery health, and it is actually still powerful enough for your needs, and it has a good camera enough for your needs, then upgrading will be like, should I upgrade? These phones are still worth around $300, $350 on the used market. So you can still get a bit of a chunk of money to put into a new iPhone. This is an iPhone 12 Pro Max, which I do believe it's still usable in 2024, very usable. It's still a very good device, but it lacks 120 Hz, lacks a 40 megapixel main camera, lacks a good triple camera system, still has an ultra-wide camera, still has a telephoto just like the iPhone 11 Pro Max, and they are about comparable within. But I would say that these ultra-wide, these telephoto are not the best, and I think it's time to upgrade if you have one of these phones. Yes, I think the differences between these two phones are big enough that it justifies for you to upgrade. If you have an iPhone 12 Pro Max, an iPhone 11 Pro Max, it's time to upgrade. And I would check out the iPhone 16 Pro Max. This is a very powerful iPhone. It has 120 Hz, has titanium frames now, especially has USB-C, and yeah, it has a new camera button, the new action button. It has a 40 megapixel wide lens, a 48 megapixel ultra wide lens, a 5x telephoto. These ones only have a 2x telephoto. The 12 Pro Max I think has a 2.5. And yes, it has action mode. It has 4K 120 frames per second, while this one only has 4K 60 frames per second. It has log capabilities, has the new studio microphones that can capture beautiful audio that sounds incredible. You have studio mixing, which can alter the field of view of the audio. It's insane. And you have the LiDAR system, which one also has, and I've never seen it work properly, but who cares? And yeah, I think you have beautiful colors also. This year, if you have any of the iPhone 11 Pro Max or 12 Pro Max, it's your year to upgrade. So last year, I think you could have held on. This year, it's your time to upgrade. Upgrade your iPhone 12 Pro Max this year, and you'll be very, very happy. You can still hold on for it if you want to, of course. You are not obligated to upgrade, but I would say this year, it's time for you, with the iPhone 12 Pro Max and 11 Pro Max, to upgrade. The story is a bit different with the iPhone 13 Pro Max users. Yes, if you currently own an iPhone 13 Pro Max and you are looking to upgrade for the iPhone 16 Pro Max, keep in mind that the upgrades will be good, they will still be significant, but you can still hold on one more year. In this camp of the iPhone, I'm still thinking, should you upgrade? Well, it's a 50-50 decision, because your iPhone 13 Pro Max is still really, really good. The cameras here were much bigger. Although the sensors on these cameras were only 12 megapixels, they become larger, and so they let in more light. Your iPhone 13 Pro Max still takes incredible pictures, incredible video, incredible camera samples. It's still a great phone for social media. And the battery life here was also incredible. So even with some battery degradation, your iPhone 13 Pro Max still has an incredible, incredible battery life. So this year, upgrading with the iPhone 13 Pro Max and 16 Pro Max, you will see some changes, just like the dual 40 megapixel cameras, the wide and ultra wide cameras. You will have the camera control, you will have the action button, you will have the new slicker design, and you will have the titanium frames, which makes the iPhone 16 Pro Max much, much lighter than the iPhone 13 Pro Max, which is quite heavy in my opinion. So if you are looking to upgrade, it's because you want a smaller iPhone that feels lighter, that has USB-C, that has a better camera system, that has a better display. This one is 120 Hz, yes, but it's only capable of reaching 1200 nits, while the iPhone 16 Pro Max can reach 2000. The colors pop more on the iPhone 16 Pro Max. They look more vibrant and they have more contrast. Although these are both OLED displays, this one is better. It also has smaller bezels and dynamic island, something that the iPhone 13 Pro Max still uses the older bezels from the iPhone 12 Pro and still has the new notch from the iPhone 13 Pro lineup. So yes, if you currently have these iPhones, you will be forgiving the stainless steel sides and trading it in for a titanium side, which will make your iPhone lighter, specifically much lighter, and better to hold in the hand, much more comfortable for longer times. So the cameras are better here than here, the display is better here than here, it has a better battery life because this has a new battery, but in general, I would say that the 13 Pro Max, when it was new, it has a great quick battery life. It has USB-C, which might be a big deal breaker for most people. It has an action button, a camera button, so there are still some upgrades that are worth mentioning, and there are still some upgrades that are actually quite big from the iPhone 13 Pro Max to the 16 Pro Max, but if you can hold on to your 13 Pro Max, I would, because this is only 3 years old, and I think the sweet spot is around the 4th year mark with the iPhone 12 Pro Max, obviously. So upgrading right now, you will still get a huge, huge upgrade for the iPhone 16 Pro Max, but I think you can hold on one more year with your iPhone. Oh boy, now we enter the part where most of you will be pissed off. Yes, if you currently own an iPhone 14 Pro Max, should you upgrade? Or an iPhone 14 Pro? The story here becomes different, because if you currently own an iPhone 14 Pro and 14 Pro Max, what you are lacking is simply USB-C, titanium, and the new customizable buttons. Should you upgrade for that? Depends. It depends. I would hold on. I would hold on at least one more year to see what happens on the iPhone 17. If you get a huge redesign, if you get any big feature that impels you to upgrade. Because currently, a new 40 megapixel ultra-wide lens, a new camera button, kind of gimmick, a new action button, kind of gimmick. The only big thing that I would say is actually very, very important on the iPhone 16 Pro Max would be USB-C. USB-C for me currently is a deal breaker, and I could not use any type of Lightning iPhone in 2024. But if you do have a Lightning accessory bundle, if you have Lightning iPhones, if you have Lightning chargers right now, why would you upgrade? If you have Lightning AirPods, if you have a Lightning iPad, why would you upgrade? And currently, the big differences between the 14 Pro Max and the 16 Pro Max are not that big because you still have the amazing 40 megapixel main sensor on the 14 Pro Max that takes beautiful, beautiful shots, incredible shots that look like mirrorless cameras. Your sensor is big enough to compete with the 16 Pro Maxes. The video is not as good, but it's still amazing for 99% of people. You'll have incredible performance with the A16 chip. So why? Why would you upgrade for the iPhone 16 Pro Max only 2 years later and maybe lose around $500, I would say? Currently, the 14 Pro Max is not in the best shape to upgrade. So if you still own an iPhone 14 Pro Max in 2024 and you still have an average battery health, so around 80% upwards, don't upgrade. I don't think it's worth it. I would say that keep your iPhone 14 Pro Max one more year, and only if you really care about USB-C, I would trade it in. If you don't care about USB-C or you don't know what it is, keep it one more year, 2 more years. You will be happy. You won't lose as much money. Trust me, it's not the year for you to upgrade. And obviously now, the obvious choice, the iPhone 15 Pro Max, 15 Pro. If you have any of the iPhone 15 lineup iPhones, you don't need to upgrade. Don't upgrade right now. It's such a waste of money to upgrade right now because why would you trade in an iPhone that is only 1 year old? You still have a great battery health, 90% upwards. I sold my iPhone 15 Pro Max with 96 or 97% of battery health. Still really, really good. It's still a great, great iPhone. I only upgrade every year because I have a YouTube channel. So it actually impels me to upgrade, to trade in for a new iPhone, to make new videos for you guys. But if I didn't have a YouTube channel, I wouldn't upgrade. The 15 Pro Max is almost the same phone as the 16 Pro Max. The only difference is the 40 megapixel ultra-wide lens and the camera button. Nothing more. The display is the same, the USB-C is the same, titanium is the same, the design is the same. These iPhones have a little bit smaller bezels, they are a bit bigger, and so they get a bit bigger displays, 0.2 to be more precise. So should you upgrade for an iPhone that will cost you around $200 more, $250 more, just by selling your old iPhone, getting this one, simply for a camera button, gimmick, simply for a bit bigger displays, gimmick. I cannot notice the difference side by side. It's a tiny, tiny bit smaller, the 15 Pro, but who cares? Would you pay $250 more simply for that? This year is not a year for you to upgrade. This year is for you to enjoy your new iPhone. Yes, it's still new. You paid $1,100, $1,200 for this iPhone 1 year ago. Enjoy it, use it, take pictures, wear it out. It's still brand new. You still have an incredible battery life. You still have an incredible iPhone. You don't need to upgrade this year. If you upgrade your iPhone every year, what will happen is you will lose the sense of reality. Your iPhone upgrades will feel very dull because you get this rush of upgrading your iPhone every year, but every iPhone will feel the same. Every phone will feel the same. Because the upgrades every year on the iPhone are very small, are very iterative. So you get a new button, you get a bit better cameras, you get a bit bigger batteries, but that's it. And in day-to-day life, you don't notice it. So you will actually feel like the iPhone is always the same. But if you wait 2, 3, 4 years for a new iPhone, when you upgrade, you will feel like it's a huge upgrade and you will always enjoy your phone. You will wear out your tech and you will have actually given it a chance to perform. If you upgrade every year, what will happen is you don't really care. You will feel mad. You will feel like you are wasting money. And truly, you're not, because you're actually saving money. If you upgrade it every year, the average cost of a 4-year, 5-year iPhone deal will be about the same as, of course, buying a new iPhone every 5 years. But what will happen is you will always have the new iPhone. You will enjoy your new iPhone every year, but you will become desensitized. And you will become very, very mad at Apple because you'll think, why am I buying new iPhones? Why? Why? These iPhones are all the same. I don't really care about it. But you forget that if you upgrade every year, the changes are very, very small. It's almost like whenever you go to the gym and you start working out. You see changes, yes, but they are very, 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 very long to appear. And what happens is you would think that nothing is happening because you see yourself every day in the mirror and you're like, why does nothing happen? Why does no changes happen? But here's the deal, they do. But because you are looking at it every single day, they are so small that you actually lose the perception of reality. While if someone looks at you in the beginning of your journey or 3 years later without even knowing you, they will say, oh my God, what a huge evolution. That's the same deal with the iPhone. So if you are buying iPhones every year or even every 2 years, I wouldn't do it. It's cost effective, yes, But what's the fun of it? So yes, a quick summary of today's video. If you have an iPhone 12 Pro Max included, downwards, 12 Pro Max, 11 Pro Max, iPhone XS, iPhone 10, iPhone 8, whatever, it's the time to upgrade. It's the perfect schedule for you. Buy an iPhone 16 right now. It has just come out. It's a fresh, brand new iPhone. You'll have great deals on carriers. You can get the iPhone 16, 16 Plus, 16 Pro, and 16 Pro Max, whatever fits your needs the best. But if you have an iPhone 13 Pro Max, I would say that you can upgrade. You will have tons of changes. It has been 3 years, but hold on one more year. Try to hold on one more year. Next year, you will get a bit better iPhone than this year, and it will feel a bit better. So the 13 Pro Max is still a great iPhone. You don't need to upgrade right now. If you have an iPhone 14 Pro Max upwards, I wouldn't upgrade. My recommendation would be wait. Wait at least with the iPhone 14 Pro Max one more year. Use it, enjoy it, destroy it. And with the iPhone 15 Pro Max, come on, man, just leave this video. Don't upgrade. You don't need to upgrade if you have an iPhone 15 Pro Max, any of the iPhone 15 lineup, because you don't even have the excuse of the USB-C port. So yes, just use your iPhone 15s. So let me know in the comments below what you think. Which iPhone do you have? And do you feel ready to upgrade for the iPhone 16 Pro Max? Let me know in the comments below all of that. Thank you guys for watching. Drop a like down below, subscribe to the channel. Bye-bye.